2 hours nonstop NBA DFS conversation starts right now. Welcome to RotoGrinders Grinders Live. Myself and Chop, we're with you for the first hour and 15, taking you home for crunch time. You got TJ Zwarych, one of the greatest DFS players in all of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada, as well as Kirkwood, Taylor joining the crew. Those three are taking you home tonight. A little bit different slate. FanDuel is insisting on including the Jazz and the Warriors, as well as the Kings and the T-Wolves. The most interesting game of the three games that FanDuel's including the DK is not talking about the Rockets. The Rockets and the Suns. DK is cutting the slate off at 7. Not 7 as far as the time, 7 games. The 7th game starting at 8 o'clock on the East Coast. So we have a bit of a sprint slate here, myself and Chop on a movie Monday. Chop is the first half of his 2 shows tonight. Chop's going to be, conserving some energy. He's got to get a little extra usage tonight, talking some football with Bobby Gomes. What's up, Chop? How are things? Happy Monday.
Yeah, Monday, the day after the big football weekend. Always fun, always good when your team wins and, pulls off a victory. And then you got really big time week. This is one of the bigger weeks of the year for us, Dean. You got Thanksgiving, you got all the extra football, all the extra stuff. Right now over there could go to my living room and crack on the TV. We got players era games and college basketball out in Las Vegas. Good teams going at it all day long, all week long. So, man, a lot of good sports, man. A lot of good stuff going on.
I was a little tilted before the show because I usually go and check out the scores and odd stuff. And I wanted to see, I don't watch college basketball, but I'll bet the college basketball stuff, the guys are betting. And I saw both STL cards and 2 people recommended Baylor. And I'm like, oh, I got to hit Baylor. But they both like Baylor. And I'm like in my sports book, I'm like, why can't I get Baylor? They want to give me the football game this weekend. I'm like, I want to bet Baylor. And it turns out Baylor played at 2 o'clock and they covered. So I was tilted by that. But shout out to whoever tailed the SAO call of Baylor. But we did get some of the later games. Shout out to your Cowboys, by the way. Down 21-0. And then they roared back. Man, against your rival. Like, is Philly the top rival? I think but that place was rooting for Philly. I don't know what the split was. I had to, I'm sure you heard it.
Nah.
There's a good, 25, 30% of that crowd was rooting for Philadelphia. You heard it.
Nah.
There was roars when Philadelphia was scoring. You heard.
It's just because that particular section was by the microphone. No big deal. Yeah, I'd say, I don't know how those guys feel. I'm not trying to answer for those guys, but for me, yeah, I don't like Philly at all. It's just the whole fan base. They booed Michael Irvin when he was laid out on the turf that time. Don't like Philly, but great win.
What they throw at Santa? They threw something at Santa, right?
They threw some batteries. They were throwing some batteries at Santa one time. Sad fan base, but great win, Dean. Good win. And, you got 4 days now, 3 days really to recover. And then you got a big one against KC. That should be a really fun game on Thanksgiving. Oh, man, the Packers-Lions on Thanksgiving too. Ooh, buddy, we're in for it.
Well, there's 3 good games. I'm trying to think of the third game. I haven't fully dug into the schedule. But
there's it's Cincy and Baltimore, the nightcap. But
yeah,
and Joe Burrow's coming back this week.
That's the expectation.
And, one of the more entertaining games is the day after the Black Friday game they give us now.
Bears.
Eagles.
Eagles.
Somebody's going to be, can you imagine Philly talk radio if they go down to the Bears, man? Oh, we're rooting for it, Dean. We're rooting for it all.
But the Bears good. I think they're like the bad good. The bad good team. They have a good record, but are we sure the Bears are good?
I don't know what you mean. Like, it's hard to define good.
But there's only 2 good teams anyway in the NFL. But
here's what I would say, Dean, is I'm shocked at how good their defense has played this year, all things considered. So I'll give them credit for that. I don't know Caleb Williams. I still think they're nursing him a lot, but the defense has been good despite a lot of injuries. But I don't know, man. It's tough. But like you just said, Dean, there is a clear cut, top hierarchy in the NFL. And not even before last night's game, I just don't. It's tough. The Rams are going to be a tough team to beat, man. They're just people look at Puka and Devontae and Stafford and they think, oh, yeah, that's great. their defense is phenomenal. They've invested a lot of draft capital in that defense over the last few years, and it's paid off. And that's just an awesome team right there.
Yeah. Preseason, we were told that Matthew Stafford's back was broken and he might not play a snap this season. And now I believe he's like minus 200 or minus 300 as the favorite for MVP.
It's like Mike Tyson. I broke my back. It's spinal.
I do remember that. I do remember that quote. Yes. Movie Monday. Let's give the people the first clue. Have a chance to win a week free of RG Premium. All the sports: football, baseball, basketball, hockey. NBA, of course. WNBA, PGA, whatever's in session. MMA. Get in that Discord channel, RotoGrinders.com/Discord, live stream chat channel. The first clue, Chop. And I know you like to play in our side chat here. And it's Reed. Reed is the first clue. And YouTube, what's up? Hit that like button. Do subscribe. Do turn on those notifications so you know when we go live. We will have live shows for the Thanksgiving slate. I see Tim in chat. TJ is going to be on later. I think those two are going to be a part of the show. And I believe Jordan Vanek as well early on Thanksgiving for the Thanksgiving slate, the 3-game slate. That should be a fun one for sure. Chop, it is not the Jungle Book, but you do know me. It doesn't always have to be a movie that I like or I watch that I've seen. Like last one I did was Pitch Perfect, which I've never seen before, but I've not. The Jungle Book was not in my mind. It's not, but I understand why you would say it. That is a good guess and a great guess in chat. It is not Zoolander, but that's a very, very good guess. All right. Lots of body parts tonight. Lots of teams in the back half of a back-to-back. 7 by my count. Miami, Cleveland, Brooklyn, Toronto, Portland, Phoenix, Utah. All in the back half of a back-to-back. So, that has Cleveland just punting this game off tonight, essentially. If you look at their injury reports and injuries, some of these guys are legit injured. But they're resting DeAndre Hunter. Darius Garland's got that toe injury management as well. Jared Allen's dealing with his finger, so he's out. We're going to be talking about I think we're down to 10 or 11 Cavs, depending on if Dean Wade plays, as far as available Cavs. Other body parts that we're monitoring. Officially, Anthony Davis is doubtful, but I would doubt that he plays. Brandon Williams is questionable with a back. Tyler Hero officially questionable, but he's almost definitely playing tonight, making his season debut. And they need him tonight because Wiggins is out and Powell is out and Jovic is out. So they are going to be a little bit thin. OG Anunoby out for New York. Mitch Rob was just ruled out before the show. RJ Barrett probably going to be out for a while. Looked pretty bad. He's got a knee, so who knows when we see him next. Hopefully he gets healthy soon enough. Anybody else as far? I mean, of course, Giannis is still out there for the big one, Chop, that we're monitoring. It seems like a pretty good chance that we lose Vuk. Nikola Vukovic probably not playing basketball tonight. We'll see. Well, he's officially questionable. I've kind of decided he's not playing, but that's just me. It is in the later game, and I'm just sort of building in my mind that sticks. Jalen Smith. It's going to be a renegade, come sail away kind of night. He's probably going to jump in that starting lineup there for Chicago, and he's way too cheap. And I don't know when we're going to get a ruling on Vukovic, but I feel like there's a decent chance he doesn't play. So Jalen Smith looks really, really awesome. Up against Derek Queen, which, by the way, side note, maybe Joe Dumars was right. Maybe Joe Dumars is Derek Queen awesome. He might be awesome. And maybe Joe Dumars was right to get rid of that this upcoming first round. Now it might be the 3rd pick in the draft, but Derek Queen looks great. I don't know.
I give him the credit for looking great offensively or being a real playmaker on offense. But yeah, there's there might be a tad bit too much equity to give up for the guy when you already had a first round
Well, maybe, but what if he's awesome? That's what you're hoping for out of a first rounder.
But he's awesome on offense right now.
Yeah.
If your point is to look stylish, scoring points and losing games, maybe. But we got to see if he's truly a really good NBA player. There are levels.
You hated him in college. I'm hearing you didn't like him in college.
No, he was fine, but he is what he is in the pros. He's like a one-dimensional offensive guy who can do a lot with the ball. He's interesting like that, but he can be bad on defense. We'll see how that all plays out. You were mentioning all the injuries tonight. Did you mention Kevin Love?
You know what? He is old and he's resting. I did not mention that. Yeah, Kevin Love is unavailable tonight. They're in Golden State and they're 15-point dogs. So did you adjust? I did see the news that Love was ruled out. Does that change things for you for fan? That's FanDuel only. Kevin Love in his, 12 minutes need to be replaced.
Yeah, you got to find somebody on the Cavaliers to take his place tonight.
Filipowski, Nurkic, get excited about
somebody on the Heat's got to step up.
Well, Kevin Love's no longer. You're not going to believe this, but he's no longer on the Miami Heat.
Not on the Cavs either, but you didn't say nothing with the first time around.
Or Minnesota, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure he's not.
Yeah, I was going to get to it if you didn't catch on. I was going to get to Minnesota next.
Kevin Love still getting those checks. Good for him. Anything else that we're monitoring? Did you think Vuk's going to be out? I think Vuk's going to be out tonight.
When I saw the questionable come in, at about lunchtime, it's always a red flag. So I don't know. I wasn't at the shoot around, but I definitely am playing it right now as if he's not going to play.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure even if then set up for that. I'm assuming we have some if then set up. I would imagine we have one for that. Well, you know what? Our if then is actually Vuk, Herter, and Patrick Williams are all out. So yeah, but we're giving Jalen Smith like 28 minutes, and he's a really good fantasy point minute player. So to me, he'd be basically a smash. And that's kind of the way I'm planning it out. And Joker's on the slate, who's just outrageous, just absolutely out of his mind, fantasy-wise, efficiency-wise, so good. He's 13-5 on DK. Man, 13-5. I think he started the season at like somewhere in the 10s or the 11s, if I'm not mistaken. And it makes sense. It's fully justified. Where did he start the season? 11-5 he started the season, looks like. Yeah, so he's up a full 2K. And he's cheaper on FanDuel, but you can only roster one center on FanDuel. So, choose wisely. But if he puts up 60, that's not good. It's not going to kill you, but he's got the chance to put up 80 plus, like on any given night, obviously. Anything else we want to note before we dive on in? All right. Is TJ making fun of me for the way I'm pronouncing Vukovic? Is that what's happening here? I think TJ's making fun of me in the chat. All right. TJ just doesn't. He's upset that I don't like bow down to the Raptors as like the greatest team of all time. Because, good for them. They have a good start, and I will concede I've been wrong so far about Toronto. But what do you know? The Toronto Raptors face not a real team again tonight. Just an absolute gift from the Cavaliers. We'll talk about them.
Come on, game.
But that's what's happening.
That's not nice.
That's a fact. The Cavs aren't trying. They're just giving him the game. There's no way around that. Detroit is taking on the Pacers. 236.5 is the total. Pacers are 13-point dogs versus Detroit. Detroit is getting healthier, man. They have too many good players right now is the problem. Jaden Ivey is expected to play. LeVert expected to play. Sasser's still out, but still, they have plenty of good players, which is kind of squeezing the minutes a little bit. I think Duren we haven't really seen him reach over 30 of late. Of course, this is an incredible spot for him as far as the Pacers. They're not fully healthy. We're never going to see him fully healthy this season. Furphy is still out. Toppin, of course, still out. No Naismith, no Quentin Jackson. We're expecting Kate Cunningham, Duncan Robinson, Azar Thompson, Toby Harris, and Jalen Duren to start against the Pacers here with their 10-point favorites. Cunningham is one of the big spends on the slate. Chop, Pacers, and the Pistons, your thoughts?
Well, it's not an exciting game because there's so many other value spots out there, so nothing's really jumping out. There's no ownership in this game. I don't think there's a guy in this game over 5% owned probably. Projected ownership. Some decent projections, but like you said, Detroit's starting to get a little bit more and more healthy, which is going to spread things out a little bit more than what we've been seeing. So I'm just not super excited in this game. I mean, you can always jump on Cade Cunningham as one of your big spin-ups. That's fine. And Duran's been great, but, center only provides a little bit of restriction in some areas. And there's some good centers out there tonight, so you got to be careful with that, locking in that guy too early. And then on the end side, I mean, Siakam's been good this year. He's their main guy with all those injuries they've been dealing with, and Matherin's been really good. So I think that they're okay, but in general, not the spot I want to go to start my rosters off. So I don't have much interest in the game, but there's some fine individual pieces.
We have 11 Pistons projected, only one projected for more than 30 minutes, Chop. It's Cunningham. Everybody else, at the mid-20s mostly. It's a squeeze. It's kind of tricky, and I like the matchup, and I think Duran could get there theoretically in 29 minutes. But like you said, center is a tough spot today. I'm not prioritizing it. If you're running a bunch of lineups, of course, Duran should be in your pool. He can drop 15, and 5 stocks here, and it wouldn't be surprising at all. And as far as the Pacers, if there's anybody, it's Matherin. I still think Matherin is a 7K player on the right night. The minutes have certainly been elevated. They're maxing him out. That they definitely need his offense because this offense is pretty horrific for the Pacers these days. But I agree with you. This game is basically a stay away for somebody that's only making so many lineups, and that's where I'm at. But there are pieces. Nobody's going to play Pascal, including myself. I don't think it's a night where I'm messing with the center roulettes, the fluidity of the Jay Huff and Isaiah Jackson. But Isaiah Jackson and like beef stew, there's gonna be some kind of scuffling. I'll take the over and a half a technical in this game. Maybe Duran gets into it. I can see some shenanigans, but no reason to mess with it. For me, it's just a cross out. With the exception of maybe if I get the Duran, I might get the Duran, but otherwise I don't think I'm getting anybody in this game. The bigger conversation as far as the 7:00 game, Chop, it is Cleveland. Cleveland taking on Toronto. 231.5 is the total. And the Raptors are only 2-point favorites here. Is that right? Am I reading this? They're only 2-point favorites against whatever is left of the Cavaliers. That definitely tells you what a champion team the Raptors have built.
They don't have RJ Barrett, Dean. Come on, you're glossing over the headline here.
They're missing one player in RJ Barrett, and again, Cleveland without Sam Merrill. Max Strus has yet to play a minute this entire game. Dean Wade, one of the best Deans in the business, he's questionable with a knee. Did I mention DeAndre Hunter is resting? They're in the back half of a back-to-back, and they're traveling out of the country into Canada. Going through customs and still just 2-point dogs here. Darius Garland also out, Jared Allen out. We are projecting this is a night where Donovan Mitchell can drop 50 in the bucket, right? It wouldn't be shocking if he just says screw it. I'm just going to take every shot. We're projecting Mitchell with Jalen Tyson, Naquan Tomlin. Dean Wade is currently projected to start, assuming he plays. Evan Mobley, and again we have 6 on the bench. We might lose one again if Wade is out. We get down to 10. Lonzo's back from his rest. He rested yesterday. And again, Toronto, we're expecting Jamal Shed to start, which I will be thrilled about because I laddered Shed assists. I don't know if you look at the assist rates in the league. He's 7th. Obviously, his sample's smaller than guys like Joker, but his assist rate is TJ's now taunting me in the private chat. I didn't realize he'd come in.
Not even downstairs at my microphone, Dean. I'm eating a wonderful steak dinner, but I had to come in and make fun of you because just a reminder that the Raptors have already beaten the Cavs twice in Cleveland this year.
Who was out that game for Cleveland? By the way, he's eating a steak dinner at 2 o'clock. He's on the West Coast. It's a steak dinner.
4:20 p.m. here, and I got to eat because I'm on the NBA Crunch Time immediately followed by the pre-lock show.
I thought it was 2 hours difference. All right, fair. Still 4:20. Some people do dip. All right. Cavs.
I mean, that is a bit early. I'm
not early, right? For a steak dinner. And he's not.
I'm not off tonight till 7:30. What do you guys want from me, Chop? You're going to eat between shows.
Respectfully, TJ, neither am I. I'm grinding through it without eating the dinner at the Golden Corral with the other old folks, man.
Chop, did you have a steak dinner before the show?
Yeah, I had to put it in the blender because my dentures can't chew it up at this age, man.
That was the worst shift. Working in restaurants. You've been working like the 4 o'clock shift.
Oh man, I used to eat off. I mean, too much time's passed. They can't get me now. I used to eat off the racks, Dean. Like food you cook and cool off for later on. And just walk by and just snag a piece of chicken, like a chicken breast. Like
You take the entire chicken breast?
it was a little bitty old cutlet of chicken breast.
Oh, okay.
And you take one and it's like a little finger food, man. But
you still fry and whatever. You can get away with that pretty easily. But taking the chicken breast seems a bit bold. All right. Myself and Chop both have been in the restaurant industry, if you couldn't piece that together. Yeah. So how much Cleveland is too much Cleveland? We're projecting a lot of, as far as points per dollar stuff. I'm looking at ownership stuff. I'm looking at the the optimizer stuff that I did as well. And a lot of Cleveland is popping because, again, we have a lot of cheap prices aside from Mitchell and Mobley, but Tyson and Tomlin and possibly Proctor. How do you feel about the Cavs?
Feel great about them. Like they were not on my radar when I was doing the survey this morning. Didn't really think much of it. Then the news came in. The injuries started rolling in, and I was like, oh, man, yeah. Evan Mobley, my favorite play on this team, and maybe one of the top on the slate for me. I love Evan Mobley in this spot here. He's always thrived without Jared Allen, and then you kick in the other stuff and you kick in the matchup. I like Evan Mobley. And like you said, Donovan Mitchell can maybe drop 50 real life points if he wanted to tonight. I just prefer Mobley because he does a lot more too than just score points, which he'll score more points tonight, a lot more. But he'll also rebound and block shots and do some different things. And yeah, Jalen Tyson's in the mix. Man, yeah, it's just a lot of really good. I think I put something on the survey about Lonzo Ball. I like the way Lonzo's looked really good this year, man. He can't play a whole lot of minutes.
Yeah, how many can they let him play is the question.
Just yet, but when he is on the court, he looks like a really good basketball player. So, maybe a little extra run tonight for Lonzo Ball. I don't know how much, but he's got a well-rounded game these days, fantasy-wise. He can do a lot of different things too. So then we're waiting on Dean Wade. What's going to happen with Big Dean Wade? So there's a lot to love about Cleveland. I mean, I'm seeing some Naquan Tomlin love in the projections, but that's not for me. But to each their own if you want to go that route. And then on the flip side, I don't mind Toronto either, man. Like, no RJ Barrett's going to open things up for some of these guys, and I think it's going to be a really up and down, hectic game. Going to be great for pace, I think. Great for scoring. Brandon Ingram is a bucket getter. Doesn't do a whole lot else, but he can score buckets quickly in Barnes. I think it's phenomenal. You mentioned Jamal Shed. Just a really good pure point guard. Just a great assist-to-turnover ratio, a great assist ratio period. If he's going to get some run, you can lock him in for 10-plus assists. I would almost guarantee that. He's that good at handling the ball. Huh?
You said Shed?
Shed.
Dude, I got it 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got it 6.
I guess we're looking at, if he gets run.
I hope you're right.
If he gets the run. But he just, he handles the ball well. He doesn't turn it over. He makes good decisions. He's going to put the ball he puts the ball where the shooters like to have it in their motion. It's just one of these small quirks of the game that real true pure point guards do. So yeah, I think there's a lot to love in this game from top to bottom. Stack the heck out of it. Why not? Stack it, and then you ain't got to check for no more injuries later on. You've already done your business. It's all over with.
Well, I was gonna say I don't like playing like a ton of players from 7 o'clock, but I do. I'm not gonna X this game out, obviously. I was looking at the court IQ stuff, and I'm like, there's no way I can run a court IQ. If you kick everybody off the court, you're going to have no sample. But I was just sort of looking at some of the cheap players. Tomlin, 0.96 fantasy points per minute this season, a 20% usage in 110 minutes. Tyson, I feel like Tyson is the best amongst the fringe, if we're going to call Cleveland, him a fringe piece. Really good coach speak. We're giving him 31 minutes. Coach has talked him up multiple times.
There's Tyson. There's Tyson on your screen.
0.91. Where's Tyson?
Producer Steve's got him up for you. Spinal.
What is that from? What is that gift from?
That one looks like a movie.
I don't know what that's from. That's not from Hangover, though. He looked different in Hangover. I don't know where that's from because I don't think I ever. I've seen that gift before. I don't think I ever realized that was Mike Tyson because of the glasses and the mustache. I don't think I really pieced that together.
What? Did you ever? Were you watching the Jake Paul Tyson fight that one night? They had it on Netflix.
I did bet it. I'm trying to remember if I watched it because I thought, they went in
the locker room with the camera and
Tyson they showed his buttocks. Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
If we had that gift, we probably
Juggalo Nation leader Kirk Deese he liked that. He liked that a lot. I don't know why.
Is that when he bet Tyson, or did he? Is that?
He just liked that one clip.
Okay. Whatever works for him.
That's what I said.
He'll be on later to confirm.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Oh no, whatever. I like Tyson. He's my favorite cheapie, although he's also going to be the most popular amongst these guys. He's coming at 32%, but I feel pretty good about him. Tomlin's a little fringy. If Dean Wade plays, that feels like bad, chalky, if he's being kind of chalky. He's the worst as far as fantasy points per minute in the entire team, 0.72 on the season. You mentioned some of the Toronto guys. I think Shed is interesting. I think there's a decent chance he closes. We saw some overlap with him and Quickly. So I'm going to have some Shed if you're as far as run backs. Point per dollar, he's probably my favorite run back on Toronto, probably. Maybe it's Quickly. Not sure. Don't mind Barnes, but he's kind of pricey, but certainly he's fine. Ingram is fine. Pirtle, it's just a tough position, but Pirtle probably doesn't hurt you. He's back. They rested him essentially. He didn't play last game. Pretty sure he was out with rest. I don't think he had a body part or not. He was dealing with the back, obviously, earlier in the season. But I do agree with you, Chop. Really, really appealing game, and going to be playing. What 2 Cavs? How much Cavs is too much Cavs? I'm not going to play more than 3, but I might get the 3.
Oh yeah, no more than 3. I mean, come on now. That's we got a big slate with a lot of injuries. Three's fine. Three's max.
Second clue for Movie Monday. First clue was Reed. Guesses coming through. It's not Pulp Fiction or The Book of Eli or Goodfellas. This, of course, is in the Discord channel. Never Ending Story. It's a really good guess. We have a really sharp group of guessers. It's tough to make these because people will make them. It's not Parasite either, or You've Got Mail. Again, another good, very solid guesses coming through. Second clue, Chop, is Fox. So it's Reed and Fox. That is our first 2 clues. Win yourself a week free of RG Premium. Get that Discord channel, 1 guess per clue drop. Tell me what movie I'm talking about. You got anything else as far as Cleveland and Toronto? We love that game a lot, obviously.
Nah, good. We summed it up.
The Mavs. The Mavs are in Miami. 241 is the total. Miami's a 7-point favorite. We're going to see a different Heat team tonight because Tyler Hero is back. By the way, TJ making fun of me the way I say Vukovic. Listen to the way he says Tyler Hero later on in the show. I don't know if he's still eating the steak right now. We should bring him on just to hear him say the player that's making his debut tonight for the Miami Heat. He's officially questionable, but he'll be back. Nikola Jovic, he's out with he's got a hip, so he cannot play basketball tonight. Wiggins also has a hip. It's an epidemic here with Miami. And then Norman Powell's got a groin, so he cannot play with his groin. He's out. They said no timetable. So, Miami a little bit thin tonight. We're expecting Hero to start alongside Davey Mitchell. Hero's been practicing a lot for what it's worth. I shouldn't say a lot, but the last week and a half. So I don't know how full he's going to be as far as his minutes. They gave him a full price, so it's not even worth talking about. Like 8-3, I can't imagine. We're giving him 26 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes a couple over that, but, would not play him because, they're asking for a full price and we're not going to get a full delegation of minutes. Did I mention Dallas? Yeah, I mentioned earlier Anthony Davis officially doubtful. He's not going to play. Lively ruled out. Brandon Williams got a back, so he's questionable. I think Exum might be out for the season, so he's still on the list. But Kyrie Irving as well, obviously. But, my Heat versus the Mavericks. What is your read here, Chop?
Well, yeah, I mean, the Heat's any game the Heat get into this year, you got to stop and take a little bit of a notice here because they're pushing the pace and doing all those things we've talked about all year. So it's pretty fun like that. It is going to be weird, Dean, because we got to figure out how this is all going to play out now. What we've seen up to this point is not what we're going to see moving forward when they get healthier. Is Jaime Jaquez going to keep dropping these 40-plus point games? I don't know, man. It's probably takes a little bit of the shine off of a guy like that, and probably a couple others too. So we're going to see. I don't know. I'm not playing Miami personally because I don't have enough information in front of me tonight to take a guess on that. I don't think the addition of some of these guys coming back can help. It can only hurt everybody. So taking a step back from Miami.
Well, it's just one. It's just Hero.
Yeah, he's a big one. He's a massive usage guy when he's out there on the court, and I don't know.
Just put him in for Powell.
Oh, yeah, Powell is out too. Dang, man. Okay, maybe. But they're different players, though, They're just
sure.
Different
but I'm
types
saying,
of players.
basically, they're going to
I just don't know that, I don't know exactly what we're going to get. Well, my point being, if this was a different type of slate, it would be different. But, we just talked about a team that I could play 3 guys from, and then we're going to talk about other teams later that are really good too. So I don't know that I need to take a chance on any of this for Miami. They're really starting to fill out that lineup pretty good there. Adebayo, Jaquez, Ware, Hero, Mitchell is going to be a point guard.
Good. They're pretty good this year. They're no Raptors, but they're
okay. I knew you were going to take a shot. I knew you were going to take a shot at the Raptors.
That was a praising of the Raptors. I said there are no Raptors.
You're right.
There was no sarcasm at all in my point.
No backhanded stuff going on there at all. But they're interesting. They got a lot of talent on there, and but they do push the pace. They do open things up on offense, which helps the opponents, which could help Dallas tonight. So Cooper Flagg looking like he's finding his footing here a little bit. Maybe Cooper Flagg coming back from being sick this weekend gets off to a good game here. I wouldn't doubt that. So I got Cooper Flagg. I'm interested. I don't think there's a Dallas player over 7K on FanDuel. They're all cheaper than this. So in a matchup like this, you can certainly look to a team like Dallas. So Cooper Flagg, though, would be my favorite. He's well-rounded, and he's starting to figure some things out.
It's fun watching the development of Ware. They're trying to make him play alongside Bam, trying to make that happen. They need that to happen, with some success. He was spectacular last game, even though he still didn't close, which is like he was amazing last game and still not closing. But he does have really, really immense upside when he gets going, from rebounding. He can bang some threes. He can pile up some stocks. I think he's an interesting play. But the tricky part, again, he is center and center only, so it's hard to get there. All right, Chop, this Heat team is so much fun. How fun are they? This is the racket. We talked about it. I got the YouTube TV. I got the NBA League Pass. I have Peacock. I got everything. I can watch all the basketball. However, if you live within 20 miles or 30 miles of the stadium, you get blacked out, right? So I don't have local cable. So I have to buy a la carte the FanDuel Sports Network, and they give you 3 teams. They give you the Heat, the Marlins, and the Rays. It's like $30 a month. Like, what a racket that is. I got roped in. I don't know.
Wow.
I think it was 30. And it's not even baseball season. You're not going to give me a discount. I can't watch the Marlins and the Rays right now.
Unreal.
There's no discount. All I have right now is the Heat. And I said, you know what? Screw it.
FanDuel's branched out to TV like that. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's the FanDuel Sports Network or something like that. And so, but whatever. I'm just complaining for the sake of complaining, but it is still kind of like I'm buying League Pass. I'm supporting it any way I possibly can, and I still can't even watch my local team unless I got to buy this piece now. The fringe fan though is shut out. This is what I do, so of course I'm going to pay for it. They got me. Anything else here as far as Dallas and Miami?
Nah, move it on.
Oh boy, J3. This can't be true. Is he kidding? JC, he says he pays $20 a month to watch the Wizards. You couldn't pay me $20 a month to watch them. You can't pay me to watch the Wizards. Every once in a while they creep into the quad box, but very rarely. Oh, it's not a quad box on Amazon. It's a tri box. They can't do the quad for some reason. You serious? All right, enough of me complaining. They have 3 games. You can max out at 3. Why is that? We can't make. It's very, very simple how to make the grid. But all right, we're done with Dallas and Miami. Yes. Chop the next game up. It's New York and Brooklyn. 228 is the total. The Nets are 12-point dogs here. Who's in? Who's out? We talked about Mitch Robb being ruled out right before the show. OG Anunoby, of course, is still out. Landry Shamet is still out. for Brooklyn. Claxton expected to be good to go. He's probable. We're not seeing Cam Thomas for a while. Wolf is in the G League. Highsmith, we've yet to see this entire season. This is a back half of a back-to-back for Brooklyn. We are projecting Josh Hart to start for what it's worth. We're projecting Brunson, Clarkson, Jordan Clarkson, Bridges, Hart, and Cat. So, yeah, that's probably going to be it. I suppose Huck Porty can jump there. Clowney and Claxton are kind of big, but we'll see. Stay tuned on that. It is the Knicks are, 12-point favorites here. How do you feel about this one, Chop?
Well, not it's like, we're talking about a lot of good values out there and a lot of good players and teams, and so this one doesn't jump off. I mean, I think you could always, Michael Porter Jr. is pretty awesome with his new team this year, so he's in play. Claxton and Clowney are fine, I guess. I don't love it, and I don't love the Knicks either when they're fully healthy. Well, they're not fully healthy, but they're healthy enough. With their high usage guys are in there, so don't love it. Although I will point out that Karl Anthony Towns in this matchup is one guy who could definitely end up on the optimal. Like, he's got that kind of upside for that price tag, so he's the one guy I've highlighted. But the rest of it, it doesn't appeal to me.
As far as projected ownership, nothing really out of hand on DK. 13% for the Brunson burner, 12% for Porter, 10, 11% for Cat. Nobody else really get much higher than that. I'm surprised to see Yabusele get a decent, 7%. We're giving him 19 minutes. It's hard to say how many minutes he'll get. Fourth best matchup for versatile bigs for Cat, so that certainly jumps off the page. And for what it's worth, it is a 29th best or the second worst, depending on how you do it, matchup for Jalen Brunson combo guards this season so far, according to RotoGrinders defensive versus archetype matchup tool. But I don't really love this game either, Chop. I'm not really into it. Hopefully it doesn't get loose and I can avoid it safely with only my few lineups I run out there. Do want to give the people a third clue for today's Movie Monday. It is not Fantastic Mr. Fox or The Godfather or The Martian or Smoking Aces. That seems like a Chop movie. Silence of the Lambs. You liked it, right? Yeah, I knew that was a Chop movie. Jeremy Piven.
Yeah.
Not Harlem Nights or Gone Girl or The Hobbit. The third clue might help you all out. It is MASH. Reed, Fox, and MASH. That is our first three clues. Tell me in the Discord. Tell me today's Movie Monday. Any news dropping? Let's see. Herb Jones out for a week. We knew he was out tonight. News dropping as far as Tuesday. Let's see. Maxey is officially probable with his shoulder. That dude is playing so many minutes, Chop, like 41 minutes a night or something like that. Jordan Poole cleared to resume on-court basketball activities. Okay. Next game up is Denver. Denver and the Grizz. 234.5 is the total. Denver is an 8-point favorite here. Both these teams, I believe, island games, did not play yesterday, not playing tomorrow. Christian Brown, of course, still out there for Denver, going to be out for a bit. Aaron Gordon going to be out for, they're saying, I think 4 to 6 weeks. So Denver is thin these days. The Grizz, Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr., I think there's a decent chance we see him tonight. He's officially questionable. Clark, of course, still out. Jerome's still out, going to be out for a while. John Morant going to be out for a while. Doesn't stop him from chirping Klay Thompson. And then Scottie Pippen, of course, we've yet to see him or his son play basketball this season. We're expecting Cam Johnson, who finally is starting to get there, getting better. Big free agent acquisition. No, it wasn't a free agent. That was a trade, right? Didn't they trade for Cam Johnson? I think it was a trade. Pretty certain. Murray, Johnson, Peyton Watson, Spencer Jones, and, of course, the Joker, taking on Vince Williams, the Coward, Cedric Coward, Jalen Wells, Triple J, presumably back, as well as Zach Edey. Always want to play Joker, Chop. Always, if I can. How much does it hurt the rest of my lineup? He's 13.5. That is a big boy asking price on DK. I think it's 12.8 on FanDuel. Let me confirm. That's how I remember it in my head. It is 12.8. Yeah, so how much are we prioritizing Joker?
Ooh, good question. I don't know. I'm not prioritizing him necessarily. I haven't sat down and built the lineup yet, but I don't think I'm prioritizing him because then if you go Joker at these price tags on either of these sites, you're not really able to do anything with Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, or any of the guys that we've talked about so far and that we're going to talk about that are really good plays tonight due to injuries themselves. So, I mean, he's got it in him, man, to put up a big-time score, like 80 points. So, does 80 points crush you in a tournament from Joker at the – I don't know. Like, it's –
Well, if I told you he's giving you 80, no more, no less, you'd play him, right? I play him to figure it out.
I'm playing him, yeah, but
you're not dead either. I see the point you're making.
I mean, because Donnie Mitchell could go for 60 and save you $3,000. Is that enough? Or $4,000 actually on DraftKings, I think. I got FanDuel prices pulled up, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's so expensive. He's awesome, expensive, but there's a lot of guys that are superstar players that are $3,000 or more cheaper than him that have 50 plus point upside tonight. So I'm not prioritizing him, but when I sit down and make a roster, and if there's another injury that comes in and all of a sudden you're flooded with a bunch of guys who are cheap and very, very playable, then maybe Jokic ends up on my roster, but I'm not prioritizing him, no.
So here's the thing, Chop. There's two players I really, really want to play as far as like kind of cheapish. I'm still convinced that Vucevic does not play tonight for Chicago, so I think we're going to get sticks in the Jalen Smith. He's center and center only. Like there's no power forward tag on him. There's no power forward tag on him on FanDuel, and same thing with DK. Yeah, he's center and center only, and then Derek Queen lost. He's center and center only on DK. I believe he's still power forward on FanDuel, which, you can still make that stuff work. But those are two of my favorite plays going at each other, presumably. And so I want to play Joker. And, you can't play all three, obviously. And I'm not ruling it out. And by all means, if I can get Joker and I like the rest of my lineup and it's not hurting the rest of my lineup significantly, I just want to do it. I just want to do it. Because not to do like the lazy – right, the lazy game log stuff, right? You're talking about 80 points, 72, 69, 60, 88, 69, 86, 68, 73. Like his worst game is 60. Not that if you tell me he's getting 60, I don't want him. But that's basically his floor, 60, basically. I want to play him if I can.
Nowhere in Gordon. It helps him, but I mean, yeah, it did. But we need to talk about something real quick, Dean, while we got time.
What's that?
It has come to my in my mind now. Unfortunately, I think maybe Marvin Harrison Jr. is a bust. Call me crazy. He might be a bust, Dean.
Maybe Kyler Murray is too.
Because Michael Wilson's out there dropping 14 catches a game and stuff like that in the position that Marvin Harrison's been in for like a year and a half now. And Marvin, I remember we were all like marveling at the fact that Marvin Harrison, after the Cowboys game, when they told us, his career high in receptions, he just did it. That was 6.
6. Yeah, it was 5 or 6.
Like, and this guy's over here dropping 14 a game here without Harrison. So maybe Marvin's a bust. I don't know.
This just hit you right now in the middle of the show?
Yeah.
You just got a revelation?
No, I was thinking about it yesterday, but sometimes you're thinking about things and then it comes back to you and like, I'm on air. Let me share this opinion because I know people really want to hear it. Marvin Harrison might be a bust, and I love Marvin. Loved him in college. Great. His dad was great, but
sure.
Yeah, it's starting to like Michael Wilson is crushing, man.
His dad was probably underrated. Like people don't realize how good he was. Like
hell yeah,
8 years.
Maybe I don't know. Who knows, Dean? That's a tough one. That's a tough call. I think he was good. He was good. He was good, but who else could have been put in the position with that quarterback and that scheme and could have been great also? We don't know. So, but Marvin Harrison Sr. was, he was. I guess he was good. But man, you got Peyton and you got a good offensive line and you got a good play caller. A lot of people could have prospered, except for maybe Marvin Harrison Jr. He don't look very good.
We have 2 more games on the DK slate. I want to drop another clue for the people because I think we still don't have a winner just yet. I'm checking out the Discord channel right now. It's not Good Morning Vietnam or Django or Rushmore or Monsters Ball or Scary Movie or Teen Wolf or Wall Street. It's not Marriage Story. The Martian. Several people have guessed The Martian. It's not The Martian or Jennifer's Body or The Smashing Machine. You see that movie? That seems like a movie you might have went out and left the house for, the new Rock movie?
No, but I've got my eyeball on it for streaming when it's ready to stream.
Yeah, same. 4th clue, Chop, is sync. Read, Fox, Mash, sync. And, it confirmed the spelling as well on the screen.
We need the spelling on the screen because it could be sync like a kitchen sink, but it could be sync like everything is synced up.
It is, it is the latter. It is not like a kitchen sink. Yeah, SYNC. There you go. I'll just say it for you. Read, Fox, Mash, and Sync. Do also want to mention, Chop, shot quality. If you're playing NBA DFS still relying on box scores, you're way behind. Shot quality, they give you the most predictive data in basketball, breaking down every single shot. Not just what should have gone in, what actually did go into the bucket. If you don't have the ability to stream every single game at once, they got you covered. If you don't have the FanDuel Sports Network and whatever, you're not paying $20 to watch the Washington Wizards and League Pass and Peacock and everything else. Amazon shot quality's got you covered. Right now, we're giving you a free 3-day trial. Head to the show description on the YouTube. Hit that like button while you're at it too. Go ahead and sign up for shot quality. Now, after 3 days, you will be renewed monthly for $39.99. Do not play blind. Play smarter with shot quality. Of course, if you don't want to keep it, you don't have to keep it. Get rid of it if you're not sold on your 3-day sampling. I should also mention Combo Pro. Want to get more bang for your buck as far as Combo Pro for a limited time? Combo Pro is $79.99, which is just $5 more than NFL a la carte. You get yourself all the sports, all the bells, all the whistles, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, PGA, MMA, LOL. It's on the screen. You get the optimizer, SimLabs, projections, all the articles, everything Chop writes up, the expert rankings, everything I do, all the contributors. Do check everything you see on the screen as far as the Lineup HQ tool. You get everything for less than $80 your first month with all the sports, the exception of NASCAR. Have at it. Okay, 2 more games to go here, Chop. You guessed Back to the Future and Fantastic Four, and it is neither of those, but I do appreciate the guesses coming in. More coming in the Discord as well for today's movie. The Blazers, oh boy, the Blazers are another team that are wounded these days. Blazers taking on the Bucks. Bucks are 2-point home favorites because Giannis Antetokounmpo is not playing basketball tonight for Milwaukee. All the Antetokounmpos, like is there 3 of them? There's 3. Thanasis is available officially, but Alex is also out. Alex is in the G League, but Giannis is the important one. He's not playing basketball tonight. Kevin Porter Jr., he is out as well. The Blazers, no Drew Holiday. He's got a calf. Scoot Henderson's got a hamstring. Shaedon Sharp's got a calf. Basically their starting lineup mostly, or half of it, or 2/3. No, that'll be 3/5 of the starting lineup. Matisse Thybulle also not available. That means we what do we have left standing? Well, we have Point Denny Avdia, who will be asked to do a lot, and he can do a lot, but he's also super expensive. And speaking of, Ryan Rollins has been doing a lot of the heavy lifting for Milwaukee. He's priced all the way up there, but it's pretty justified. How do you see the Blazers and the Bucks, Chop? The answer is not Sing, by the way.
Dang it.
What is it? What's Sing? Is that a kid's
movie? Okay. You've never seen Sing.
Is that a kid's movie?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a more animated. I don't know. Is it animated or like? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's animated.
Okay.
I'm seeing like an animated gorilla. That's the first thing I'm seeing.
Yeah. It's cute. It's a good movie, though. I watched it. All right. Anyways, let's move on to this game here, Dean. It's a good one. It's another one where, like, you're kind of looking at Jokic and going, okay, that's great, but if I play Jokic, I can't play Mobley, I can't play Mitchell, I can't play Denny Avdia. He's so good, man, especially right now with all the injuries. Ivy is an awesome player, man, and I don't mind his matchup. I think Milwaukee is not a particularly imposing defense at all at this point, and they lost. They're without their best defender on the interior, so yeah, he's in a great matchup. I like all these guys, again, who are like 3K less than Jokic, and try to pair as many of those guys on your team as you can, and then use the salary money. But Ivy is great. Klingon, good matchup without Giannis in there. It's going to gather a lot of rebounds, going to block some shots, good price tag. So I like that one. Jeremy Grant's fine, really cheap on FanDuel. Caleb Love's playing some minutes, man. Caleb, who I would have never imagined was going to be a productive NBA player. He's actually playing some minutes and doing some things. So good for him. Caleb Love's in the mix. And then Ryan Rollins is the one big guy on Milwaukee. Like, he's doing everything for this team right now. So he's got to be priced up. If not, then he would be like 60% owned. So I'm cool with it. And then Miles Turner is going to get a little extra run, has been getting a little extra run with no Giannis. So that would be the other guy. The rest of it, Kuzma in a tournament, maybe, sure. You know, he has that.
He's very up and down.
Yes, he has that once every 5 games can win you a GPP type of, profile. And Bobby Portis, I don't know what happened to Bobby Portis. He doesn't do it. Like, it used to be a thing where Giannis is out.
Mid-range game.
Used to be a thing where Giannis is out. Oh, Bobby's going to crush. Bobby does not crush anymore without Giannis out. So I don't know how I want to go that route. But Rollins, great. Turner, fine for the money. Avia, fantastic in that if you put Jokic in a tier by himself, Avia's in that second tier with a handful of guys. I think Klingon's fine. I think Grant's fine.
I think Portis' rates have gone down efficiency-wise. He's only 30, actually. I thought he was older in my head for some reason, Bobby Portis. But certainly that used to be like for 2 or 3 years, it feels like whenever Giannis was out, you just run the Portis and you just plug and play, and 9 times out of 10, he got you there. He was one of those players you kind of sort of had to have, and that's not necessarily the case these days. Rollins, like 8K and still 40% projected ownership on DK. 8K on FanDuel as well. 47% is the current ownership. He's going to be popular, but it does make a ton of sense. Avdia is pricey, but it's justified. 17% on FanDuel. You mentioned Grant, 6'2". He's going to play 30+ minutes projected. I don't really know what to do with Love. You mentioned Love. I assume you watched him in college.
Yeah.
Pretty good usage number, 23%, 0.95 fantasy points per minute so far in his 157 minutes. Is he somebody that might crack one of your lineups? Or
he's a chucker, man. He's a chucker, dude. He loves to shoot. Never met a shot he didn't like. So that's the kind of profile that you want to play in tournaments, even though 9 out of 10 games he's gonna lose you. That roster is gonna be a loser. That one game he has, and he helps you win a tournament. So he's that profile. Dean, when I say forget about the DFS we just talked about, if I say the name Bobby Portis, what's the first thing that pops into your mind?
He punched his teammate.
Yep. He'll forever be known as that guy.
Chicago. He punched one of the European players.
Mirotic.
Yeah.
He'll forever be known as that guy. Unfortunately.
It's funny, nobody does that with Jordan. Jordan did the same thing while on the Bulls. He punched his teammate too, but nobody. You think
like that,
Jordan? You don't think of him punching Steve Kerr?
I mean, what happened to Steve Kerr though?
He did some other things, Jordan. I think he went on to do some other things besides punching his.
Well, teammate. I mean, Bobby Portis totally messed up that guy's season, man.
Yeah, I think did he get sued? I think I led to a lawsuit. I think we kind of never saw him again in basketball in the NBA.
He broke his face, man.
He went away pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And when you mentioned Draymond Green, do you think there's a lot of things? I think nuts first. I think the nuts, and then the face.
Draymond, if Draymond didn't do so much nut kicking, he would have been known for a punch to the face. But he did so much other stuff. He cost his team a championship with the nut kicking. So unfortunately,
LeBron, the smartest player in basketball, basically conned him into it. He baited him into it, and he knew one more tech he would be suspended. And what was it, Game 5, right? In Game 5, he goaded it out of him. It was freaking brilliant, and they had to suspend him. There you go. And the rest is history, where they won in Game 7, right? Did they win in 7 games? Cleveland against Golden State. They came back, I believe so.
7 games.
All right. Anything else as far as Portland and Milwaukee?
Nah, that's enough.
Let's take a peek at the Discord channel. We might need a fifth clue. I don't think we have a winner just yet. It's not Independence Day or Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny. Is that the recent Indiana Jones? Did not see it. Kill Bill or The Talented Mr. Ripley. It's not The Hateful Eight. A lot of Quentin Tarantino movies. It's not Rocky or Inception or Fight Club or In Time. Oh, we do have a winner. There is a winner, and it's somebody that's won this before. D-Rock. That is a familiar name.
Not surprised.
I know why somebody guessed In Time as well. Clue number 4. The fifth clue, just for fun, was Wink. So Reed, Fox, Mash, Sink, and Wink. That is the two stories. The last clue was Wink. And shout out to D-Rock, week free of RG Premium. Let's see. An undertold story is MJ was popping off the mouth in the scrimmage game versus Ron Artest back in the day. And Artest gave him such a hard elbow that he cracked one of Jordan's ribs. I don't remember that story, but maybe. That wouldn't surprise me. That seems like something that could have happened. I don't recall that story. Was that in one of like a 30 for 30 or something? But I assume you watched all the 30 for 30s, and you probably watched the Jordan stuff during COVID times.
You did. I don't remember that story though. Ron Artest, but that sounds about right for that guy, Ron Artest.
Okay. Meta World Peace these days. All right, the last game on the DK slate is the Bulls and the Pelicans. I'm checking to see if we have any news, any information here, Chop, and we don't. No updates. We might get something at 6:30, an hour and a half before that game starts. But as of right now, Nikola Vucevic is currently questionable for the Bulls, which I think is really, really important. I'm keeping the seat warm. I'm saving a spot for Jalen Smith because if we lose Vucevic, he will start, and he's a really good fantasy point player. The matchup is really good against New Orleans, and to me, he feels like a full-on smash. And if we lose, if Vucevic is in, I guess I'll figure it out, and we'll adjust. Kevin Huerter also questionable. He's got a pelvis. Kevin Huerter. And Patrick Williams has a wrist. New Orleans, Jordan Hawkins is out. Kevin Looney officially available for what it's worth. Jordan Poole still out with his quad. We're expecting Fears, Murphy, Peavy, Zion Williamson, and Derek Queen, who's just been outstanding of late, just full on smashing. How do we feel about the Bulls and the Pels? 243.5 is the total. Chicago just a 5-point favorite here. We did see Kobe White start the other night, which is nice. So his minutes are essentially full these days. Bulls, Pels, what do you got, Chop?
Bulls and Pelicans is an interesting game, Dean, because on the Bulls side, you don't mind getting some players against this New Orleans defense. You don't mind. So Josh Giddey's got to jump up into play. Vooch, we'll see what happens with him. I'm not playing him regardless, but if he plays, it marks out some of the other guys that you would play, and if he doesn't play, it boosts some of the guys that you've been talking about up, so that's fine. Not playing Kobe White. So Josh Giddey, I think, is a really good, especially if Vooch is out, he definitely jumps up a little bit more. So but we'll wait on that news. New Orleans they weren't really a team I'm necessarily targeting. You got one of the more chalky players on the slate, Derek Queen. So I think my path tonight, Dean, is to fade Derek Queen because it's tournaments. It's large. He's good, man. Don't get me wrong. He's good. He's got a higher price tag on FanDuel relative to their salary cap, I believe. So I think I can get Zion's coming in there. Maybe Zion takes away from him a little bit. I don't know. It's gonna be hard to get two fat boys in there together doing, both doing good. I think Zion's gonna be the guy. So maybe we can.
Queen's not in bad shape. Come on, what are you doing?
He did lose a little bit of that baby fat from Maryland, but and Zion.
That's skinny Zion. It's a skinnier Zion.
And Zion, of course, is in the best shape of his life. So he's got that going for him. He always is, though, during the summertime. I don't know. I'm just taking you got to do – what am I going to do? You got one lineup, Dean, and you got to make a decision. Do I want to play 30+% owned Derek Queen or, fade Derek Queen? Well, there's a possibility Derek Queen doesn't pay off tonight. So I don't know. Right now, maybe fade him. I don't know. I'm not sticking to that. That's not, but Zion, not playing Zion, but his presence might just mess up Derek Queen a little bit. So we'll see.
Bulls give up the third most points in the paint this season. I want to see the ownership stuff, what we're currently projecting for this game. Queen, like you said, 37% currently on DK. Fears is fine at 15%. It's weird. We currently have Jalen Smith like projecting okay for his 18 minutes at 4.3. He's got a pretty good projection. But again, that would jump up to 27 to 30 minutes, and he would look like a pretty good smash. What do you know about Micah Peavy, by the way? You have a college scouting report on him?
There wasn't a whole lot about him that was like super standout. He was all right. I think he went from TCU to Georgetown, got a lot of usage and put up a few numbers there, but nothing that jumps off the chart. But I mean, he can do some things. So, he's not a stand in the corner and just wait for a shot kind of guy. So if he gets some minutes, he can put up some points.
There are 3 games as well on FanDuel. We have time to talk about the FanDuel games. Crunch time coming in. You got Taylor, TJ Zwarych, freshly off his steak, as well as Taylor joining the show. Kirk D's. Also, how do you think TJ gets his steak cooked? What would you guess? What does he look like? Can you size him up? You used to cook steaks, I believe, back in the day. Can you?
For me? Oh man,
weren't you on the line?
Yes, I was fantastic. I never had a steak come back to me. Like I know, never had a steak, and I didn't use any biotherms either. I didn't need to do all that.
No performance enhancers.
No, you just gotta have a feel for it. Some guys use this method. I don't know if you know this method, but no, I could just like eyeball the thickness of a steak, put it on the grill, and just kind of have this time in my head when to flip it and when to get it out of there. So TJ looks like a Canada. I mean, it's cold. Those guys usually eat the raw meat, but TJ's a little bit younger, on the younger side. Probably a medium well guy.
I would have said medium rare. I would have went medium rare.
Okay.
How about yourself?
Back in the day when I was younger, I'd go medium rare. Nowadays, I know people are going to get on me here. I don't eat steak anymore. It's not that. Well, it's not that I think it's bad or it's bad for you or anything. It's just that, a while back I don't know if you remember, Dean. I was having some issues with my stomach, man. I had my gallbladder. My gallbladder imploded on me, man. So I had to have that removed a long time ago. I mean, it's a common surgery these days. But so ever since then, like if I eat a steak, it really sits with me poorly, man, for a while. So I don't even mess with it. Risk reward.
It's just not.
Just not worth it anymore. But back in the day, I was a medium rare guy.
Yeah, I think that's the optimal, if you ask me. All right, let's talk about the next 3 games. We're going to touch on the FanDuel games. Your Rockets are in Phoenix. 223.5 is the total. We have some body parts that are missing. Kevin Durant, no revenge. He's out for personal reasons. Hopefully things are okay with him. Steven Adams officially questionable too. He's got an ankle. Obviously Tari Eason is out with an oblique, and there's no Jayshawn Tate. So they are really thin in Houston. I think we're down to 11, possibly 10 if we lose Adams. And like amongst those 11 is Isaiah Crawford, Jeff Green, JD Davison. So we're going to get a lot of minutes out of Amen, a lot of minutes out of Şengün and Smith and Reed Shepherd. Even if he doesn't start, I think we'll play a boatload. As far as Phoenix, there is no Ryan Dunn. Jalen Green's gone for a while. Mark Williams. This is the back half of a back-to-back, so he cannot play back halves of a back-to-back. No, they don't allow him. So he's not playing basketball. We're expecting Nick Richards to draw the start for Phoenix, which that's gone bad sometimes this year. In theory, it looks like it could be good. And no Grayson Allen. Did I mention that? We're expecting Booker to start alongside Jordan Goodwin, as well as Brooks, Royce O'Neal, and Richards. This is another spot where we could see Booker take a pile of shots here and possibly drop 40 plus in the bucket. Rockets, Suns. What do you got, Chop?
Start off with the Suns. Booker's good. Dylan Brooks' revenge is interesting, for sure interesting. And so there's some pieces on the Suns you can go with. But Houston side is definitely the far more interesting side. So I do want to say, Dean, I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong, and I was probably wrong on Reed Shepherd. I thought he was a bust, but man, he's impressed me. He's impressed me these last few weeks. So I give him credit. He's looking like the Reed Shepherd at Kentucky. He's hitting 3-point shots at a high rate, making plays.
Shooting over 50% from three, and he shot over 50% from three in college.
Yep. He's not a great on-ball defender, but he's super active with his hands and can mess with and get steals that way, so he makes up for things. So he's 5,300 on FanDuel, which is the only place you can play him tonight. That's a fantastic price tag considering, the circumstances. So Reed Shepherd should be chalk. Less chalky, though, is Jabari Smith. And I'm not saying Jabari is going to step into the Kevin Durant role, but he suits it more than anybody else on this team in terms of he's more than willing to take 3-point shots, but he's also more than willing to get down in the mid-range and take some of those Kevin Durant type shots. He's not nearly as good at it, but the volume might be there with no Tari Eason and no Durant. So I think Jabari Smith's an interesting GPP play. And Amin Thompson's, he's going to stuff the stat sheet more or less with all the minutes. I don't like the role he's on with the team fantasy-wise. I wish they had a pure point guard that could help him, and that would help him out on both ends of the floor to have a real point guard and not have him have to do so much of that. But it is what it is. If he gets minutes, he's going to rack up points, and Şengün's awesome also. So, yeah, this is a good game to target. But for that Houston side, I think for GPPs, Jabari is super interesting, and Reed and Amin are great too.
I went to the old Court IQ shop. I took off KD. I didn't take everybody off. I didn't take off Tari Eason as well, but just Durant off the court. Shepherd, the biggest usage bump, up to 26% in 131 minutes. Yeah, I think Shepherd's a really, really good play tonight on FanDuel. I'm interested in Amin as well because he can just kind of do everything. They might ask him to play 40 minutes, probably covering Booker, which isn't great because he might get some fouls. But, he's going to stick around in this game, assuming nothing goofy. He's going to play a ton. He also gets, I guess what is his usage bump? Let's see. It wasn't in the top 3 or 4. I don't think it changes much, to be honest. Surprisingly, he loses 3% usage in 319 minutes. A slight tick as far as fantasy points per minute. That is a little surprising because I figured his assist or his rebounding rate might get a bit of a boost. But nonetheless, I still like Thompson. That is weird. It's only 112 minutes, but only 0.84 DK points per minute without Durant. Kind of surprising to me. Anything else you want to note as far as Phoenix and Houston?
Covered it all.
The Movie Monday, let's give out the answer. We had D-Rock take it down earlier. I'll give you some clarity, Chop. I know you had some guesses. You thought it was Sing, possibly, or Fantastic Four, or Back to the Future. Read was the first clue, and you read books, and book is the thing we're kind of getting to. Fox is a network. It's not an animal. What is animal, too? That's for the purpose of this game. I was just trying to get to a network. So we have a book was kind of the key word we wanted to get to in the first one. I was just putting the name of a network. Fox 3, MASH. Chop, if you remember, Facebook was originally called Face Mash. It was originally called Face Mash, and it was done for the rating of women on the campus of Harvard, I believe. So, yeah, originally called Face Mash. 4, Sync. Who stars in this movie? Well, this guy co-stars Justin Timberlake, who once upon a time was in a band group called NSYNC. And sync rhymes with wink, but wink also is in reference to the Winklevoss twins, Chop. This, of course, is The Social Network, which we're getting another version of it soon. Get excited. I'm not sure if it's a sequel or a prequel, but it's happening. Coming to a theater near you. Minnesota, Sacramento, 237.5 is the total. Minnesota is a 9-point favorite at the Kings, again, this is FanDuel only. Domantas Sabonis still dealing with that knee, so he's out. Minnesota, they are clean, right? Well, Terrence Shannon is questionable, but I don't think we care so much. Thoughts for the T-Wolves and the Kings?
Not a lot. We've covered a lot already, and it just, at this point, if you're playing any of these guys from these last two, or at least from this game, you're bumping somebody else off, and I don't want to do that. There's no ownership in this game. I don't think anybody's going to be over 10% in this game from this whole slate, and nobody's really popping in any optimal, so it's not a super appealing game. Obviously, you could just go with the normal regulars out there. That if you wanted to, Anthony Edwards is fine. Julius Randle would be fine. Russell Westbrook disappointed me the last time I played him, but you could go back to that, and but I don't have any interest in anybody. They're all fine. They project okay, but I don't think you're missing out on anything if you don't play any of these guys. The ownership just isn't very high, so I don't think you're missing anything.
Yeah, if you're running a bunch of stuff, I mean, certainly you can get some Ant can drop, 50 burger, as could Randall can compile a whole bunch of stats. Sacramento, I'm not enthused. Like you said, basically everybody coming in at less than 10%. A little bit, right around 10% is Edwards. I know crunch time's here, but I just want to touch on it since we're here. The Jazz and the Warriors kind of looks like a scheduled blowout. It is the back half of a back-to-back and travel for Utah. Utah is a 14, 15-point underdog here at Golden State. 239.5 is the total. Warriors with a monster 127 team total as far as who's in and who's out. And by the way, somebody had a funny comment in chat, said how rude of me. I was talking about body parts right after you opened up about your gallbladder. So that was unintentional. My apologies. You're in without a gallbladder, I think, right? Is what we're tonight. Indefinitely. That's the way it's going to be going forward.
Well, I didn't open up. This isn't therapy, man. Just letting you know. That's the reason why I don't eat steak. Not that I don't like steak anymore, but I just don't eat it because it doesn't sit well with me.
Draymond is out with he's got a foot. He's got a sprain, so he cannot play. Horford's legit hurt, so he's not playing. Kuminga is out with a knee as well. So Golden State is a little bit thin. You mentioned the big news earlier in the show. Kevin Love is resting in the back half of a back-to-back. Taylor Hendricks was assigned to the G League. Shibwe is still in the G League. Niang we've yet to see all season long. Utah is thin for what it's worth, and we've seen some big ceiling games from Keyonte George if you want to get goofy in tournaments. Nobody's going to play him if this game stays close. But give me your thoughts as far as the Warriors and the Jazz as crunch time comes here in just a second.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm out on Utah. Don't really want any part of it. I had some interest earlier in the day in Jimmy Butler. Don't know how much I do now, but the one guy in this game that I could definitely play and probably may play on FanDuel is Trace Jackson Davis. Not only does he get a bump with Draymond out, but you mentioned a big blowout. He could get blowout run too. So he's got some offensive skills to rack up some fantasy points.
Chop, who's breaking the slates? Feel free to be as ambitious as you want to be as we bring crunch time in. But I want to know your slate breaker.
Slate breaker, Dean. Let me pull one up for you. I got a bunch of. There was.
You were ready for this question. I didn't catch you off guard here, right?
No, but there's just the news. A lot of news today. Lots of stuff going on, Dean. I mean, you say ambitious, but I don't know what. Let me see.
Well, if you want, probably don't give me somebody that's 40% owned.
Oh no, I'm not playing. No, I'm not doing the Derek Queen thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with. I'll go with this guy. Not too much ownership, but is relatively kept in check. I think, considering all things considered, I'm going Evan Mobley. I think Evan Mobley ends up on the optimal tonight.
Okay. Not the most popular Cav, right? I think Jalen Tyson's projected to be more popular for Cleveland. Mitchell right there. Both those guys are around 20% or so. Probably cash game staples if you can make them work. But all right, let's do it. We teased it. We have crunch time coming in. It's TJ Zwarych as well as Taylor and Kirkwood. Crunch time right now. TJ pushes my buttons earlier in the show, and then he butters me up right when he's about to come in. Very, very smart of him. All of a sudden, TJ, what a great guy. He compliments my clues.
There's no ulterior motive, Dean. I am your friend, and so I tell you like it is. You had some great clues today. Your Raptors takes are absolutely ludicrous, and there's nothing wrong with eating dinner at 4 p.m. when you got to work from 5 until 8.
Okay.
Steak dinner though? Steak dinner's not a 4 p.m. dinner.
Dean, we got to ask him the question.
Oh.
How does he prepare his steak?
Medium well to medium.
I got it, Dean.
No, medium rare to medium, not medium well.
Yeah, you can't even
medium rare to medium.
Well
is too much.
Man.
Medium rare to medium.
Okay. Kirkwood's got a hot take when it comes to a steak, I would imagine. But he's on mute, so we can't hear him.
Medium rare, medium. That's the way I roll. The only way to eat steak.
Nobody likes Big T style. Big T style.
And the best you haven't had steak because you've had Big T cook it for you. Let me tell you, that is a treat.
Well, give me the Cliff Notes.
He likes
hockey pucks.
Hockey puck. He likes Omaha steaks, and it's like a smash burger but a steak. And,
why even bother?
He has one of those big old heavy grill bricks, and he puts it on the steak as it's cooking to get all the juice out of it.
All the juice out of it.
Get all the juice out of it.
It's all blood. He thinks it's all blood. Yeah.
Taylor, you want to jump in? You have a thought? Is this your any takes for you? Anybody wrong?
No, I'm not a huge steak guy to begin with, but I would say medium seems adequate.
Are you a vegan?
Very bland take right there. That is unexciting as it gets, I think.
Do you have your gallbladder? Is that too personal? Gallbladder? Is that still got that?
Me?
Taylor?
Yes, I do currently have it.
This has been a show topic conversation, so I just wanted to make sure. But,
feels like you're trying to needle me now, Dean.
No.
What it feels
like. But I'm noticing the layout. You see this Thanksgiving layout? Is that here the whole time? I feel like I didn't see it at the start of the show. Do you guys see this, or is this brand new?
Yeah, I worked it up. I sent it along to TJ, and he put it through. So
Steve had nothing to do with it? I don't believe that for 1 second. No. I imagine producer Steve had a hand in that. But all right, Chop. Anything else before we step aside and get out of here and make way for crunch time?
Nah, get ready for the showdown show tonight, guys. Me and Bobby.
Chop, you got your plums play in case I miss it. Do you know it already or no?
I can't give it out this early.
You
gotta tune in. Everybody's got to tune in.
Fair enough.
I have an absolute plum. I have a plum play like there's just the juiciest plum you can.
Like farmers market plums.
Oh man, yes.
Carolina San Fran, right?
My plums are so juicy tonight.
So juicy.
All right, that was
this
Chop.
Is why Kirk and Chop don't do shows together anymore.
TJ, it is all yours. Do whatever you want with that segue. It's all yours.
No, I am just kidding, but that was pretty funny. Stay tuned for the pre-walk show. Like Chop said, 7:30 Eastern time. Chop and Bobby will be breaking down tonight's football game, 49ers versus Panthers. But tonight, right now, that is tonight. But right now, we're talking some NBA. We got a nice little slate. My name is TJ Zwarych, joined by two of the sharpest minds in the biz. Shout out to Mr. Irrelevant in chat, reminding everybody we got to hit that like button. It's easy to do. Just take your mouse, slide it over. If you're watching on your phone or your tablet, it's tougher. I apologize. It's hard, but it helps us, so we still ask you to do it. You got to hit the little X button. You got to hide the chat. Then you can hit that like button. Help us out, battle that YouTube algorithm. Joining me today, Kirk Dees. How you doing, my friend?
Doing well. I just want to give you a shout out for Jameis. You were part of the Jameis crew in the lineup that we built on the Tournament Take show. So I hope some people got in on that. But yeah, man, I'm doing well.
Had a really, really good Sunday, but it was backbreaking. I was 2v2 that I considered off of the Millie Maker and was just shy. Looked like I was going to take down a King of the Desert seat, but that late Greg Dortch touchdown.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, but I did. It's like, I'm not even going to say anything.
I was like, I was feeling so good. I was within 8 points, and I was like, shit, we're going to get there. And then that Dortch touchdown took it away. But alas, we're moving on. It was still a good week. Can't complain about a day that you make a couple $1,000s. But joining us as well, we got Taylor Smith, Tay Bojangles, if you will. How you doing, Taylor?
Doing well. Yeah. Pretty big slate. DraftKings only has 7 games, though. FanDuel has 10. Waiting on some news. Maybe we'll get it during the show. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good slate overall.
Couldn't agree more. Why don't you start us off with a little 30,000 foot view? What are we looking at tonight? Still some news we're waiting on.
Yeah, we're waiting on Q tags with Vooch. I think that's the big one. Brandon Williams, Jaren Jackson, a little less important, I think. Cleveland has a bunch of guys out on the second half of a back-to-back. Toronto has RJ Barrett out tonight. So there's value on both sides of that game. Ryan Rollins is 8K and still projecting really well and projecting for a lot of ownership, which is kind of scary, but I think he's earned it. Yeah, good game environments. We have Denver, so that's always something. Yeah, I think the Vooch thing is the biggest thing that we're still waiting on.
We did just officially get Dean Wade out, which is a great reminder that Dean was trying to argue on our Dean, not Dean Wade, but our Dean on the last show was trying to argue that Dean Wade is a more important piece and a better player than RJ Barrett. But alas, we move on. We're on to bigger and better things.
The funniest thing is
Sam Merrill and Dean Wade above RJ Barrett in terms of importance for their teams. But alas,
Sam Merrill.
We're moving on now.
Well, let's not move on. The best part is that he's been bashing Toronto, and they're like the hottest team in the NBA right now. All of a sudden,
it's so good. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. But let's start going position by position here. Want to make sure we save some time for questions at the end of the show. I'll be going to the RotoGrinders live stream Discord chat. I'll be going to the YouTube chat after that. YouTube, make sure you are smashing that like button for us. Before we get started, I do want to remind you that you can get yourself a 3-day pass for NFL. No, it's not 3-day pass for NFL. I'm reading the wrong thing. That's just stuck in my head because I'm used to doing the NFL shows. But if you're playing NBA DFS and still relying on box scores, you're already behind. Shot quality gives you the most predictive data in basketball, breaking down every shot and to show what should have gone in, not just what did. Right now, you can grab a 3-day trial just by heading to the link in the show description right down below us on YouTube. After that, it renews monthly for $39.99. Don't play blind. Play smarter with shot quality. Or if you are wanting to play a little bit more than just NBA, you want to get access to all the sports, you can check Combo Pro. Only $5 more than NFL package. Why not get more bang for your buck with Combo Pro? For a limited time, you can get your first month of Combo Pro for just $79.99. That's only $5 more. NFL DFS monthly subscription. Don't pass up this elite value. Starting on DraftKings, we flipped it now. We're going DraftKings first, then we'll do FanDuel after the fact. Kirk D's DraftKings point guard. Where are you going today?
I like that. You did an executive decision there because Roth wouldn't have flipped it.
We did. We flipped it together.
I made this decision, Kirk. I put the background up, Kirk. Stop taking my credit away.
Steve, I didn't even know you're still working at RotoGrinders. Sorry. I'm kidding. Anyways, sorry, Steve. You get all the credit for that. But point guard on DraftKings. All right, so let's go to point guard. And we've got, it's pretty interesting because we've got some low on studs we can use. Let's talk about the Ryan Rollins first. Shocking to see him at 8K. But if you look it all down, you look at what his role's been, it's been absolutely incredible. And he's actually projected higher, has a higher ceiling than guys like Jalen Brunson, for instance. So I think he's earned it. I totally get it if you want to fade, but like this is also I'm kind of like flipped on this because first of all, he's averaging like 37 minutes over the last couple of games without Giannis. He's 55 DK points, 34% usage is what matters. And they've been a great matchup, Portland. But the only thing I worry about is that if Portland puts Tamani Kamara on him or not. And I don't know. And I think that really matters. So that could make a fade work out. But as of this point, I'm just playing him. His role's been so incredibly strong. I like him. But it's scary. Reed Shepherd on Chops Boys Houston. Just too cheap now without Durant. And should be able to have a lot of offensive game to him in this one. So I like him. He's just cheap at 5,100. I also like Amon Thompson. I like Jamal Murray. I like Emmanuel Quickly. We have just a lot of good plays. But sorry, I shouldn't have talked about Amon and Reed Shepard because they're actually on the FanDuel plays that I got mixed up with. So let me backtrack. So Rollins, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray, Emmanuel Quickly are the guys that I like best. And there you have it.
Muted.
Like a fool. Don't want to make the FanDuel DraftKings mix up at point guard because we had Taylor do that the other day and Chat got pissed. But Taylor, who do you like in DraftKings point guard today?
Yeah, I think the Rollins thing is interesting. If he really is going to be owned by like a third of the field, I think that's fadeable, or you can come in under on that. It is kind of a tough spot if it is Kamara. I think that was a really good point worth making. And if you're pivoting, I think Jamal Murray is like a really awesome play at significantly less ownership against Memphis. Memphis plays fast. They're not really great defensively. They've been a bit better with Edey in there, but kind of like the spot for Murray with Edey kind of in drop coverage and stuff. So good spot for him. Donovan Mitchell with all the other Cavs out, I think is very strong. You can consider putting with Alec Proctor or Joel Shed. I don't think it's super amazing, but Shed in particular is cheap. They don't have Barrett, so maybe Shed gets a few more minutes off the bench if he doesn't start for Toronto. So I think he's interesting. Jeremiah Fears like always pops in projections. I don't love that. I don't think he has a huge ceiling generally, especially with Zion there, but he's okay. Caleb Love, kind of a similar thing. Like he's going to shoot, and it is a better spot for Portland than they had last night against Oklahoma City. So I'm okay with that. I like to quickly shout. And then I think Yegor Dioman, if you're like multi-entering large field stuff, I think is worth keeping in your pool at least.
Who?
Igor.
The Nets
the
point
Nets
guard,
guy?
Yegor
I
Dioman.
didn't know that's how his last name was pronounced, and so I was like, wait a minute, who are you talking about? That lines up. Take us to shooting guard.
Yeah, shooting guard, Jaden Tyson looks like the chalk. The Cavs are without a bunch of starters. He's been starting anyway in place of Allen. Should see a bit more usage, I think, with Garland out. So he's a pretty good in the mid-fours, guard board eligible also, which is quite useful. Talked about Caleb Love, talked about Proctor a little, talked about Donovan. Lonzo Ball is okay. He's also got guard forward for some reason, but cheap, should have a role. If you have a little money to spend, I think it's a spot for Ingram without Barrett for Toronto. Mathurin is fine. He's got a lot of usage. I just don't love the spot against Detroit. I think they're second in defensive rating, so he's kind of shaky. Then Jacoby Walton, if he starts, is okay. Shooting guard only, super cheap. Not a high floor, or not a high ceiling, pretty low floor, but cheap enough to be in a pool. And then if we get the news that Brandon Williams is out, D'Angelo Russell is going to look really good.
Yeah, that's the guy that I'm kind of looking to save a spot for in my lineup right now is D'Angelo Russell, just because I kind of feel like that projection is going to go up pretty significantly if we get no Brandon Williams, who was announced as a game time decision. We did just get Larry Nance Jr. is starting for the Cavs today, not Timlin. So adjust that in your lineups. We have Larry Nance Jr. starting. He does project very well at 3,200 on DraftKings right now. Kirk Dees, who do you like at shooting guard?
All right. Shooting guard. So I think Jalen Tyson's going to get at least 30 minutes in this one, and grades out as a good play. He's chalk. I get it. I think also a guy like Caleb Love for Portland could be useful. Shown us a couple of really strong games and then a couple of bad games, but he's gotten pretty decent minutes in his last two, actually in the last 3 out of 4. And they're a little shorthanded, Portland, without Holiday, obviously. I'll echo the same sentiment with Mathurin, but he's like, he probably doesn't do, this probably isn't a ceiling spot, but he is a scorer and they do need a bunch of scoring. And it could work out, but I agree. I'm like very lukewarm at best on him. With him, Trey Murphy, I like. Lonzo's going to get more minutes. I like that D'Angelo Russell call with Brandon Williams now, the downgrade to questionable, so waiting on that.
And Brandon Williams listed available to play.
No, just like that. So Yeah, so I guess I don't really care about D'Angelo Russell then. And then, yeah, that's about it. It's kind of gross. Did I say Brandon Ingram? Because you can play him. It's not the greatest spot for him, but I don't mind it.
All right, take a small forward.
Small forward. You can play Jalen Tyson here. I want to play Jaime Jaquez Jr., especially against Dallas with their defense, but and they don't really have great rim protection. But Tyler Hero coming back now muddies the water, although Norman Powell is out and his price is kind of high. So what's he doing for ownership? It's not so bad. So I guess you could play him, but I'd rather play a guy like Peyton Watson with Aaron Gordon now. I like him. You can play Michael Porter Jr. always, hoping that Brooklyn will stay close. There's some good plays. Like I love Cat tonight. But,
we just got the Vucevic news out, and I really wanted that after walk because
Jalen Smith.
I had a rule in place that originally I was going to just walk button both Queen and Jalen Smith in 150 lineups, and I changed it to 2 of Nance, Queen, and Smith. But I really wish we got that after the fact because I was already playing 80%.
Yeah, he's like an awesome play tonight. Like I think you just play him no matter what. Just so cheap. It's a good matchup. So we'll get to that. What am I missing? Did I miss anybody else here at shooting guard
or at small forward? If you did, Taylor
or
can
small.
take it.
Yeah, take it away.
Yeah, it's not a great position. I think Peyton Watson, dollar for dollar, might be my favorite. Jeremy Grant's okay, kind of priced up, but there is usage available for Portland. MPJ is just kind of smashing every night without Cam Thomas. I don't mind the matchup against the Knicks. He's kind of pricey. And I think if I play him, I would force a Nick on the other side because if Brooklyn stays in the game, in theory, the Knicks should get there. So I like that a little bit. Not a lot else. I think Tyson is probably better here than at shooting guard just because the position's kind of terrible. Lonzo is starting also, and he's small forward, so I think that's okay.
All right, takes the power forward.
Power forward is a lot better. I think Avdia is the one who's going to be kind of the chalk pay up power forward against Milwaukee. No issue with that, but it is a really good spot for Karl Anthony Towns. It is a really good spot for Zion against Chicago. So paying up for those guys, I think, is very interesting as pivots away from Avdia. Evan Mobley, same thing. Like without Allen, he's playing center, so great spot for him. Scotty Barnes on the other side of that game without RJ should get a little bit of a boost. Don't love the paydowns, so I think I would just stick with the payups here.
Curtis,
how about you? Who are you prioritizing in power forward?
Karl Anthony Towns, my absolute favorite play at the position. It's just the matchup here against Brooklyn, and also the key is just with Mitchell Robinson being out. So they just need him to board. He gets such a rebounding difference when Mitch Rob is out. And so Cat should be able to do anything he wants in this game, and Brooklyn defends guards a lot better. So love him. I also love Denny Avdia. If you can play them both, fit them both, do it. But this is a lot better than small forward. Power forward, it's kind of stacked here. We've got Evan Mobley, with people out on Cleveland, 8,400 should be used for more offense in this one tonight. Other than that, I think you can play Zion tonight, especially on DraftKings. So this is like the best possible matchup. Like they're like third or fourth, allow the third or fourth most points in the paint. I wrote it up earlier this afternoon, but they give up a ton of steals and blocks. It's just they play fast. They're poor defenders, and then now Vooch is gone. Also, they're just going to be really thin inside, and I get Derek Queen is taking some of his role away, but this may be like the night where he just absolutely goes off. Plus, they've been basically putting him at a 30 minutes limit, but they've been talking about, as his conditioning comes, he'll get more. So he could get like 31, 32, 33, which makes a big difference in projection and how it would look. I was playing around with it tonight. So I think Zion's a good play. Scotty Barnes is also a good play. Jabari Smith is Not on this slate. I gotta separate these. And then he's a FanDuel play I like, but Peyton Watson again.
All
That's
right. Take us to center.
All right. Center. So it's all about Derek Queen just because he's so cheap. I mean, if you just look at what this guy's been doing, he just needs the minutes, but he's been getting them. He's north of 30 and over his last three, averaging like 47 DraftKings points or something in that span. He's just way too cheap. This is just as good of a matchup for him as it is for Zion. I think you could even play them both together. It's not ideal, but I think it could end up working out. I probably would prioritize one or the other, but again, I wouldn't fully rule it out. Then we've got, do you think we'll Joker is obviously the best play, but 13.5 is kind of high here. I mean, it can be done. And if he gets like 70 plus, you're probably going to need him. But man, I don't know. What are you doing with him, Taylor?
I'm going to try to get over the field just because I think everyone's going to be playing Queen plus Smith. And I think that's the right play. But, you're kind of foregoing a lot of potential upside with Jokic by not having him at all. So I am multi-entering, so it is pretty easy to get over on what should be pretty light ownership on him. And then there are a bunch of other centers who are in good spots. They just kind of fall by the wayside. Like Klingon, I think, is pretty good. Jalen Duren is in a smash spot against Indiana that no one's going to be on. Larry Nance, I don't really think you need to play him now with Jalen Smith in there, but he's viable. Pirtle, I think, is a decent play. 5,600 on DK against the Allen-less Cavs. I think that's a good spot. Khalil Ware, I think, in a multi-entry large field is pretty good too. And then Gafford without Lively and AD is worth a look. But it's very tough to get a lot of exposure to these guys just because Smith and Queen are such obvious smash plays, especially Smith now. Like, that's the guy you have to have.
Smith and Queen, the two you're going in cash games?
Without question.
I saw a lot of people asking about Nance in chat, and he does project pretty well, but I just don't think his ceiling is high because they do still have some other options they can go to. I just don't necessarily know that his ceiling is as high as as the other two, and especially because this game I think could just go small, where neither team are playing a center in the fourth quarter. Mobley and Barnes will be the two tallest guys on the court. Let's switch over to FanDuel. Taylor, we can start it with you. FanDuel point guard. Who do you got?
Yeah, so like what Kirk was saying, the Rockets don't have Kevin Durant. They don't have Tari Eason. Obviously, Van Vliet is out. So Reed Shepherd should start. They need offense without KD. He's, been excellent off the bench. The minutes have been coming up anyway. I think he can really get up into like the mid-30s. And at 5'3", he's like just an ultimate smash on FanDuel. So that's someone I think you definitely want to have. Rollins, it's the same thing. He's even more popular on FanDuel, I think, because you can play him at shooting guard, but find enough spot. Like if you are playing cash, I guess I would just roll with that. But there are reasons to fade, especially in tournaments if he's 50% owned. Amen Thompson is in a great spot without KD. I think things kind of open up for him. No Mark Williams either for Phoenix, so they really don't have any rim protection. So it's a good spot for Amen. Steph Curry, there's blowout risk with Golden State, but he's 8,700. They have a 127 team total. So in a tournament, I think he's pretty good. Otherwise, it's kind of just large field stuff. Donovan Mitchell, Colin Gillespie. Mentioned Fears, not really being into that. So Shepherd and Amen and Rollins, I think, are kind of what you're building around.
All right. Kirk Dees, how about you? Who do you like at point guard on FanDuel?
Yeah, it's the same. It's Shepherd, Amen, and it's Ryan Rollins. Gillespie is a guy that projects better now with people out, and Kobe White could be interesting now with some of these guys out, and 7,100, and Jamal Murray I like, but really it's between Shepherd, Amen, or Rollins, or Curry.
All right, take us to shooting guard.
All right, shooting guard. You can play Rollins here, you can play Shepherd here, you can play Amen Thompson here, so you can get these guys in. It's not that hard. Donovan Mitchell just has a lot of upside in this spot against Toronto, I think. Jamal Murray again. I mean, we should like Giddey, don't you think? Especially without
all of Chicago, to be honest.
Without like Herb Jones available too to shut down D on one of them. So Giddey may be pretty low owned for a really good triple-double spot for him tonight.
All right, Taylor, how about you? Shooting guard, then take us to small forward.
Yeah, I like the Giddey call. I like the Kobe White call a lot. Good matchup for them both. Jordan Goodwin starting for Phoenix, 4,600, decent punt if you need some value. Jamal Murray, I mentioned on DraftKings. On FanDuel, he's 8,500. Obviously, a great play over there. Still really like that as a Rollins pivot. Dosunmu's okay, shooting guard only under 5K, starting for the Bulls, who don't have, I think Kevin Huerter is out. So the minutes for Io should be fairly secure in a really good game environment. You can take shots on like Ant, Devin Booker, Cooper Flagg has good positional stuff on FanDuel. Miami plays super fast, so the Dallas stuff I think is going to go kind of overlooked, but it is a good spot in theory for Flagg. Just kind of hard to prioritize him on a slate with a lot of other really good shooting guards.
All right, small forward.
So mentioned Flagg there. Jimmy Butler probably going to be very chalky on FanDuel. 8,200, no Draymond. Highest total on the board for Golden State. Other than that, you can play Avdia here. You can play Scotty at small forward on FanDuel. Cam Johnson, I think, is interesting as a Watson pivot. We've seen the minutes for him come up. He's looked a little bit better over the past few games after a pretty rough start. So I don't mind Cam Johnson. I think PJ Washington is okay, kind of underpriced on FanDuel. Jabari Smith, 5,600 without KD. In theory, should get a bit more usage. There's no Eason either. So his minutes should be pretty safe. And Josh Hart, if he starts, I don't think we have that yet, but if he's in place of like Robinson or Anunoby, I think he's kind of sneaky in a tournament.
We mentioned Jamal Shed a little bit before. Do you still think he's in play coming off of the bench? It looks like Jacoby Walter is starting for the Raptors.
Kind of like it better with Shed off the bench. I think there's just more playmaking opportunity without Quickly and Barnes and Ingram out there for the most part. And I still think Shed could close over Walter, so I do like that a little bit.
All right, Kirk T, small forward.
Yeah, so the guy I like the best is probably Denny Avdia. I also like Jimmy Butler with Draymond Green out. Could work out tonight. Jabari Smith, I like. I've been high on him every game anyway, and he's kind of let me down most of this season, but he's starting to play better. Good spot for him with KD out, so I like that. Yeah, those are my guys who I am. I could make a case for Hawkins. I could make a case for Buzelis now with people out of 5,700, so I wouldn't be upset about that. But mainly I like Denny, Butler, Jabari.
All right, take us to power forward.
All right. Well, Derek Queen is power forward eligible, so that's a good thing for making your lineups, because you're going to want Jalen Smith and Queen in your lineups. Other than that, I love Karl Anthony Towns at center or power forward too as well. He probably works out better here at 9,100 on FanDuel. Love him on both sites. So Mobley, Jimmy Butler again. Kind of a punt play now with Draymond out. Trace Jackson Davis was a guy that was interesting to me. With Jalen Smith being the guy now, I'm not quite as interested. He's not, we're not looking at massive minutes. He'll probably get 20 to 25, somewhere in that range, probably 22, 23-ish. But can produce for sure. He was good last season when we needed him. So don't mind that. But yeah, those are the guys. But really it's like Cat and Queen are so we're gonna have one or the other.
All right, Taylor, power forward position.
Yeah, Queen is more expensive on FanDuel, but he is power forward, which makes him pretty useful. So kind of hard to get away from that. It's all the same guys that we like on DraftKings. Mobley, Karl Anthony Towns, like Kirk Dees was saying. Or did I say Mobley? I don't think I said Mobley. Butler's here as well. Don't think anyone's playing Zion at 8,400, but he's still a little cheap on FanDuel also. He's just going to get completely overlooked. Ditto for Julius Randle, Jeremy Grant, PJ Washington. Avdia is not going to be his own over here. So there are a lot of ways you can go. Even Jaren Jackson, if he's in, is 6,900. I know he's been horrible, but at some point I imagine he will remember that he's Jaren Jackson and he's pretty good. So I don't mind taking shots on that. Peyton Watson, under 5K still in a starting role. I like that a lot. And the Trace Jackson Davis thing is good. I think he's better than Naquan Tomlin, with Tomlin coming off the bench. So a lot to like at power forward. I think it's still a spot you're paying up, though, for the most part.
The Grizzlies organization just feels so broken right now that if I was another franchise, I would be going out of my way to like have Jaren Jackson Jr. as one of my main trade targets. I feel like he's a guy that would really, really benefit from some new scenery. Maybe the Raptors.
No
I
doubt.
would love Jaren Jackson Jr. on
I don't know if it's him though, or like it's them. Like, yeah, he definitely probably needs some new scenery, but like he still can't stop fouling people. And he doesn't understand, like, the ball needs to run through him. Like, he could totally take over, and he should. And that the game is coming, and he's 6,900. It might be tonight. But, yeah, I totally agree with that. It's crazy. I've been playing this guy at, like, 1% ownership every night. You know, and it's like it hasn't worked yet. But
Taylor, DK, or FanDuel Center, do you just hit the walk button on Jalen Smith no matter how many lineups you're playing and move on?
I think you have to kind of be open to pivoting a little bit, just because the build is going to be so different if you don't pay down for him. It's not fun because you're probably passing up like a guy who could get 40 at 4,300, but you also have Jokic, you have Towns you can play there, but there's no reason really to play him there. Şengün's on the slate in a good matchup. Duran, like I mentioned on DK, like there are guys to pay up for. So if you're multi-entering, I think you should mix them in. Like you can't fully fade Jokic, I don't think. He's cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DK also. But for the most part, it is going to be John Smith, I think.
I don't think we've seen a better point per dollar projection this season, have we?
Probably not.
He's projected for 39, over 39 fantasy points at 4,300.
Yeah, it's like the best possible matchup in addition to the huge minutes role he's going to have.
We're a little hot coming in compared to a couple other places in the industry, but like he's like 35 plus everywhere.
Anything else to add at FanDuel Center, Kirk Dees, or should we take some questions?
Smith or Joker, it's like literally one or the other, but Smith is probably the play.
All right, I'll be going to the RotoGrinders live stream Discord chat first. I will be going to the YouTube chat second. YouTube, all we ask is that you hit that like button for us. Taylor, I'll throw this to you. FanDuel Cash, Butler, or MPJ?
I think Butler's the safer cash play.
Yeah.
Mute.
My microphone unplugged there for a second. Taylor, I'll throw this one to you as well. I'll throw the cash ones to you, Taylor, but where a lot of people just kind of asking about Nance as a potential cash game play. If you don't mind just like refreshing what you're going to be doing at Cash Center today with I think Nance, Queen, and Jalen Smith are kind of, a lot of people are viewing that as a bit of like a big three at the center today.
Yeah, I think Nance is just way behind on DK. Like Queen's underpriced, and then Smith is a guy you have to play in cash. So it's kind of easy, I think. I think you just play Queen and you play Smith. And Larry Nance is a guy who can go out there and play like 25 minutes and get 19 fantasy points. So I'm not super geeked about that.
Alex asking, outside of Cleveland pieces, who do you like in DK Cash? Well, we just did a whole segment breaking that down position by position. So if you got something more specific, hit us with it. If not, you can go back to that part because Taylor gave his top cash play at each position. Kirk D's Barnes and Love, or Giddey and Tomlin, FanDuel GPP?
Giddey and Tomlin.
Donovan Mitchell going to jack up 35 shots today? Yes, he most likely will.
If that's another reason about Nance, like, so it's like he's not stepping into like a massive usage role, and he's probably only going to get like 22, 23, 24 minutes somewhere in that line. That's why like Jalen Smith is just much better play, but it could work. If you watch Jalen Smith get hurt or get in foul trouble or something.
Good Goga Batadze like last night, the late scratch right after lock.
Yeah.
Let me scroll down here. Mobley and Jalen Smith or Cat and Nance, Kirk Dees?
Mobley and Jalen Smith.
Is Jalen Smith now DK single entry viable? Yes, he is DK single entry.
It's like any question that's anyone or Jalen Smith. It's just going to be the Jalen Smith side, I think.
Yeah. Agreed. Anthony Edwards or Denny Avdia on FanDuel, Taylor?
Depends on if your lineup's really chalky elsewhere. Like if you have enough leverage, I would play Avdia. But if you need someone who's lower owned, then Edwards is fine.
Some Şengün talk in chat. Kirk Dees, what do you think about Alperen Şengün today?
Yeah, I mean, it's like center is the premium position, so it's tough. But this is a guy that can, on a good night, can go absolutely berserk. And Phoenix is whittled down. Who are they going to be playing? Nick Richards in the paint there. So, yeah, I like it if you can make it work.
Taylor, what are your thoughts on Proctor today? He's projecting for near 30% ownership at min price coming off the bench for the Cavs. Is that somebody you consider cash game viable? What do you think of him and his salary? Or sorry, at his ownership.
Don't love that ownership, but if you're talking about cash, like he's 3K, he's going to have minutes without Garland and Merrill and Craig Porter. So I think he's fine in cash if you need to do that. If he's 30% owned in a tournament, I would just fade it, I think.
What do you think about the cheapie Johnson on Miami, Kirk Dees? Is that somebody you're getting to at all? Kashad Johnson, 4K?
No, I haven't really been considering him. Got him for 20 minutes. So at 4K, I mean, there's other value there, but if you, I mean, for GPP, did he say cash or GPP? Does it matter? I'd say only GPP. I don't really like it. I don't really like it though.
Taylor, DK cash. Do you want Tyrese Proctor and Emmanuel Quickly, or Peyton Watson and Caleb Love?
Second one, I think.
I'm going to be honest, that was my lineup. Taylor, DK cash, Scotty Barnes or Evan Mobley?
Probably Mobley. I think he's going to be higher owned. Fine with that.
All right. What do you think about George Kittle in the MVP spot tonight, Kirk Dees?
Yeah, of course. So how fish is this play for betting? So I want to take like the San Fran money line. I think San Fran's going to win.
Do this one after lock because we do still have more questions in YouTube. Right. That was just the Discord one.
I have a question that's pressing, but go ahead.
If it's about football, let's save it till for the after.
It's about football.
Mathurin projected for 1%. Yeah, we talked about liking him as a tournament play. Joker and Ron Holland or Towns and Rollins, Kirk Dees?
Towns and Rollins.
Yeah, I don't think Ron Holland is in play today. What do you think about this DraftKings GPP core, Kirk Dees? Queen, Zion, and Jokic as a way to get different.
Yeah. Is that really going to get different?
I think Zion and Queen together will be fairly unowned, and then mixing the Jokic in there.
Yeah. I said before you could play them together. It's not my ideal situation, but I wouldn't avoid doing it. So
DK single entry, Taylor, forward 5,800 or less. Who do you got?
Forward 5,800 or less. Let's see.
Looking at Sar Thompson, Ayo Dosunmu, Peyton Watson.
Peyton Watson.
All right. Best cash center FanDuel, Jalen Smith. You got it. Best 4,500 or under cash small forward on FanDuel. Giving it to both of you for whoever finds it quicker. 4,500 or less cash small forward on FanDuel. Who do you got?
Royce O'Neal.
Mm-hmm.
O'Neal. All right. Tyson and Scotty or Giddy and Yabusele in a DK GPP, Taylor?
Is Yabu starting? If Yabu's starting, I think that's fine, but Proctor probably is safer.
All right. What do you think about Patrick Williams to get different today, Kirk Dees?
He's hold on.
Projecting for 22 minutes.
Yeah, 22 minutes, 3,700. He's a guy who can do a little bit of everything in a sloppy game. Yeah, why not? Not the best play, but
Jamal Murray and Barnes or Rollins and Mobley, DK GPP?
well, GPP there's going to be a significant ownership discrepancy there. So if you need the ownership, play the first combo. If the second combo are better plays, in my opinion.
All right, Taylor, what do you think about the Jaden Ivey tournament dart?
I think he's too limited. I think he's probably not likely to see more than 20 minutes. So not really for me on this slate.
If that, yeah.
We had some questions about Jalen Smith's ownership. It is up to 43% on DraftKings right now if you hit the refresh. FanDuel GPP, Butler and Jeremy Grant or Barnes and Jabari Smith, Curtis?
Barnes and Jabari Smith.
All right. Avdia or Barnes, FanDuel cash, Taylor?
Avdia.
DK single entry, Kirk Dees, Donovan Mitchell and Caleb Love, or Rollins and Vince Williams?
I would go the second if Jaren Jackson Jr. is out. If not, I would take the first option.
DK GPP, Towns, Jokic, and Duran with cheap Portland and Cleveland, Taylor?
Yeah, sounds fantastic.
Kirk Dees, your boy, Eric Johnson, he wants to know what you think about Russell Westbrook.
On FanDuel only, the late night hammer. I think he's fine. Yeah, nothing, not exciting, but I think could work out for you.
All right. Igor or Tyson today, Taylor?
Tyson, way chalkier. So Yegor, like if you need a lower owned play, but Tyson for sure.
Can I play Shed and Walter both to have room to spend up for my other positions, DK large field? No, I wouldn't do that. They probably directly take each other away for minutes today. 1 minute left to lock. Get your lineups in. Looks as though we have hit every single question here. The Joker and Holland or Rollins and Towns one keeps getting asked over and over, but we said Rollins and Towns. And that's it. Taylor, who you got breaking the slate tonight?
I'll say Zion. I think that's just such a good spot for him, and he's going to be under-owned. Maybe he'll play 33 minutes and just destroy for you.
I like it. Kirk Dees, how about you?
I'll say Cat.
What is your football take? We've officially hit lock.
No, so I want to bet San Fran in this spot, but I don't want to lay the 7.5 points. I don't want to lay the huge money line. How big of a lock is CMC to score a touchdown, do you think?
I mean, probably.
I think just doing combining them as like a way to get it plus money on San Francisco is the way I was thinking.
Don't really see a problem with it, especially if they're winning the game. There's a good chance he's getting into the box because with Purdy and Kittle there, he seems to be a heck of a lot more efficient of a runner than when those guys aren't on the field. So I haven't overly dug into that. Take it for what it's worth, but
little revenge against this old squad.
They'll get him his touchdown. They'll get him his touchdown today. They're not going to be putting in what's his face, Brian Robinson in at the goal line up against
They
Panthers.
they do. I kind of worry about that, to be honest with you. But against his old squad, like, come on.
They'll give him one. Thoughts on Cam Johnson as a GPP dart, Taylor?
I like it. I keep talking him up. He's kind of come around lately. The shooting's been fine. The minutes have been really heavy without Brown and Gordon. So I think he's a pretty strong play.
Yeah, the minutes been up.
He will start Hero, Mitchell, Larson, Adebayo, and Ware. Last question from Jay Sams. Hey, FanDuel single entry, Jaime Jaquez or PJ Washington, but it's directed to me, so you guys don't get it. Jaime Jaquez for me. PJ Washington hasn't shown a huge ceiling this year. I like Jaquez with all those guys out for Miami today. Thank you so much for tuning in today, everyone. Check back here in 30 minutes. We got Bobby and Chop leading you up to lock for the Monday Night Football pre-lock show. We got the 49ers. We got the Panthers. Should be a good show. On behalf of myself, Taylor, Kirk Dees, Steve doing an incredible job behind the scenes. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you next time. Peace.